Hi everyone, Haider here. It has been a long time I have not done one of those, and I thought for this summer before going to vacation, I might just use some times to reflect on this topic that was pretty intriguing, the end of the digital marketing era. And as you will see in the article, it was interesting to see Google in the division called Think with Google talking about this, and just a few weeks before Cannes Lions. And for me, it's interesting because it is something I truly believe in, that we are not in an industry that is doing something different than classical marketing or classical, just business in general. We are just doing it with a new set of tactics and a new set of tools. So I never felt, like being that much different than my peers in marketing, comms, or sales. But somehow this, prefix, this word digital that I don't really like, I actually hate it, was creating quite a lot of differentiation, perhaps, or created a lot of hype, even more. And I think now it's good that we are arriving at this end where people actually recognize that, yes, you people are not looking at cars differently than a transportation system to go from A to B. But when I think cars were introduced, years from now, maybe people had to put a specific, wording around it to differentiating them from horses, or it was the same with planes. So I think it's usually not that weird or bizarre to have this type of differentiation in companies. But it came to a point, at least from my experience, it came to a point where we had so much work done just for the sake of explaining what it is, not doing by learning, which is connected to the cultural aspect of that set of skills. Then we lost a lot of time trying to shift towards this new way of doing communication, business, and marketing. And I think it was really good for me to see that some industry that were really less regulated than pharma in general really showed us what it is possible to do, what is actually done, and this whole world educated consumers in such way that now when I look at patients, for example, or when I look at doctors in my daily activities, I don't see them switching hats, like somehow removing all their habits on using apps and using the web and using comparators to find their best informations. No, I think people are just people, and people using services that have value just switch to those because they understand that it is valuable for them in their daily practice or daily life. So now I think this is actually pretty good, that we are not creating much more hype, even if we still see a lot of those, especially when I see a presentation with the word AI on it, when I see the word blockchain on it, or when I see just the word innovation on it. For me, this is like where I still have this weird feeling saying, are we just recreating the same thing that I've seen 15 years ago, where people would just put in keywords just to get a budget? So I still see them here and then, but finally the culture is getting stronger on going just to do the business as we are supposed to do, and get it done with it. We are here to make an impact by value or by a result or an outcome for the people we serve. In my case, these are patients, or these are doctors that are actually serving their patients. So I will say this is where I'm getting really picky in my day-to-day, is when I see presentation made by experts, like experts in brackets, I tend to ask, why do you recommend me to go with that type of route to actually achieve my business goals? We should not have departments that are owning such big DNA element of what the business should be. So everyone should have an idea of how to transform their own business using this new type of tools or tactics. So this for me will be a much more recognition to see that my colleagues and everyone in this industry is just doing what we do, and because it's becoming the new trend. Still some work to be done in at least big corporation to make sure that this is culturally embedded in the everyday job and in everyday behavior of anyone. So yeah, happy vacation to you all, folks, and yeah, speak to you soon.